The skull is a bony structure that supports the face and forms protective cavity for the brain. The bones of skull are divided into two: neurocranium, also called as cranial bones, and viscerocranium, also called as facial bone. Cranial bones contain and protect brain, and facial bones provide framework of the face, provides opening for the passage of air and food, enters facial muscle for expression. There are total 8 cranial bones and 14 facial bones, each with unique shape and function. So now let's discuss. Cranial bones are 1 frontal bone, 2 parietal bone, 2 temporal bone, 1 occipital bone, 1 sphenoid bone, 1 ethmoid bone. Frontal bone is a flat bone that makes up your forehead. It also forms the upper portion of your eye socket. Parietal bones are a pair of flat bones located on either side of your head behind the frontal bone. Temporal bone is a pair of irregular bones located under each of the parietal bone. Occipital bone is a flat bone located in very back of your skull. It has an opening called as foramina magnum that allows your spinal cord to connect to your brain. Sphenoid bone. It is an irregular bone that sits below the frontal bone. It forms the larger part of the base of your skull. Ethmoid bone is an irregular bone located in front of the sphenoid bone. It makes up part of your nasal cavity. All the bones are connected together by sutures. Facial bones are 2 nasal bone, 2 palatine bone, 2 lacrimal bone, 2 zygomatic bone, 2 maxilla bone, 2 inferior nasal conchae, 1 vomer and 1 mandible. Nasal bone is a paired rectangle-shaped bone. The main function of this bone is to form bridge of nose and protect nasal cavity. The palatine bone is a paired L-shaped bone located posterior to nasal cavity. The lacrimal bone is the smallest and most fragile bone of the viscerocranium. The main function of lacrimal bone is to support structure of lacrimal apparatus, which secretes and drains tear. The zygomatic bone is an irregular paired bone of the face located at upper lateral part of the face. It is also called as cheekbone. The maxilla is a central paired bone of viscerocranium. The left and right maxilla fuse in the middle to form upper jaw. Inferior nasal conchae is a bony plate located on lateral walls of the nasal cavity. The vomer is a second unpaired bone of the viscerocranium. The mandible is largest and the only movable bone of the face.